Hi, welcome to another video on my Arduino Yun running Linux and some electronics including fischertechnik switch and fischertechnik power motor. Last time I tried to figure out why the motor does not work, and in order to check it, I even put in another wire to check voltage, and nothing seemed to help. It is nicely wired, everything, if wires stay in the place, that is. And apart from that, what could be the solution? However, in another experiment, if you watch my other videos, you may have noticed this motor does not work well. This motor has a very different result. So in combination with that, I want to switch this motor by this one and see if the results are different, because this motor seems to dissipate much less power than this one. Considering the fact that this is called a power motor and this one isn't, may just sound very logical. So I am going to change that, and for these motors it doesn't really matter how they are connected, as long as they are connected. So how does it work? Well, right now it doesn't do anything, because indeed I have to give some characters using the serial terminal, serial monitor. So let's do that first and see whatever happens. And of course, after opening for the first time, I have to give in the password. And after opening the serial terminal, quite a few characters, press send, and then you can see here, oops, that went very fast. I thought it would run, but since I removed the delay in the code last time, it has sped up very rapidly. So I just press and keep the character pressed. Now I hold the switch, press send, and you actually see the LED with the transistor light up, and that's it. And I didn't see the motor doing anything at all, to my surprise. So let's try again. Some more characters in this case. Hopefully this is enough. I think about 50 or 70. There we go. Do I hear something? Do I see something? And it's done and over. So I'm afraid this idea has led to nothing yet. So with this idea gone, what's next? I know what the voltage is, but on the other hand, there's no character anymore in Q. So why is this still lit up? Red LED and this one. Ah, now it's off. Oh, that's interesting. It seems to be dependent on this wire somehow. And there it goes. That's an oops. Alright, further ideas. And after this first more or less disappointing result, I'm looking at the code again. Now, this is a part which is quite logical, because you check if the console is connected, you read, and then you go on. However, this if statement, it has nothing to do with this if statement, while this if statement has everything to do with this, because here you read in the switch, then you do something with it. So actually this if should be inside this if. So and that is it, I think. So I am going to comment out this one, and keep in mind we're not dealing with Python but with C actually. So what I am going to do is to put, and yes, there's a delay of 2 seconds. I am increase indent, and then bracket. So this one I have replaced with this one. So now these ifs are now part of this if statement, just inside it, and if console is not connected, then it is not connected, period. So now I want to see what is going on, what is changing. I'm glad that it's compiled fine. Writing flash. Is it alright? Thank you. Okay. So that means back. Really? What? Connection reset. Last time all that was needed was to reopen this serial monitor, so let's hope it works. Yes, that's a reassurance, although I still don't like this part, but if it can be solved this simple, I'm okay with it. So I press enter, and actually there is not really a change in behavior, which means that the motor doesn't work yet. The switch LED is just responding nicely, but that's it. That is just it. Then after this slight code change, the question is what else can we do? Well,
on the Arduino Mega 2560 I have everything under control with the voltage. Also, I introduced last time the pulse width modulation, and for now it is at 60 Hz. Although that is a little bit odd, because if you remember, for the documentation it said to use 2B, and that gave a very big error, and I changed it to 3, which did not give an error. So the question is, I have to is this alright? If it is alright, I have to use 60 Hz for now. Let's find out.
So with this pulse width modulation, can I measure 60 Hz somewhere? It is coming from here to here. This is the first point, and I see that it has 9 kHz, 10 kHz, something like that. But at the same time, I am not sending characters. So, time to do that. And I'm holding the key. Hopefully that's enough. Sending, pressing the switch, releasing it. But whether it goes too fast or not, right now I don't see any 60 Hz. And when I compare this to the other Arduino I'm using in the other project, then that is really measurable here at this point. So this is not going to work. What is, maybe I should change to 30 Hz. Because on that frequency it is proven that it works. So let's do that. I'll do that off camera again. Commenting out the line with 60 Hz, commenting, removing the comment with 30 Hz. Upload. And then it says OK, I hope. Maybe I should use or start using the flash drive that is capable here. I should insert it here, and they recommend using an SD card, not a flash drive, an SD card, to stay away from the flash memory, because flash memory deteriorates. But then again, so is my experience with an SD card. Anyway, time for the serial monitor again. Write a few characters again. Send, and let's see. And probe. Lo and behold, this is truly 60 Hz. Am I measuring something? Now I'm measuring something. Wait a minute. If I'm not, I wasn't measuring anything. So nothing 60 Hz. And it's done again. So I have to load more characters. So with more characters added, pressing the switch, and let's measure, it gives 10 kilohertz, and that is going to 9, but not even, and that is it. So it is not even close to 60 Hz. And the circuit is exactly as it is supposed to be. So my question is this pulse modulation really working? I have serious doubts. I guess I have to use the other type of code that I used before to check if that works. Because for this motor I have to use it apparently, and I won't stop before it's used, before it's working. So let's do some code again.
So now there is a problem. This is clearly not working, since I am not measuring 30 Hz. I could not measure 60 Hz either, and yet this was the way to go. Now this is the other type of code, and now here I am using 0 and 3. And why am I doing that? Because I am using, it's 13 and 2 and 3. Where is this coming from? It is coming from 3. So this says 3. However, in the documentation it said I have to use register 2. Decommenting this one as well, and then this one as well. A nice one would be if I say, alright, let's put it on 4 as well. 4 is this one. So I can measure if the resistor, the LED and resistor that is coming from 4 is actually doing its job. That would be a very nice thing to see. So this is one, alright. Prescaler 5 says it is 30 Hz. Is that correct still? Yeah, according to the info for this type of code, yes it is. So this prescaler doesn't work for this type of code. Question is, will this work? I will find soon enough, because if this is working for example pin 4 on timer 0, the LED will start flashing. Now that is what I want to see. So let's do something. Hopefully no error. Alright, it's uploading, so it compiled fine. Always nice to have. Okay, it says thank you, no error. And all LEDs are off. and don't go on. So putting in a lot of characters, and now I have to be quick. Is this as actually measuring something? And I notice it's over again. That is the downside of using a switch. Alright, once again, let's find out. Hopefully I'm pressing the switch and I'm measuring. Now I have to be careful measuring at the right place. And it goes too fast. Goes way too fast. Alright, some different characters. And measuring again at the wire from 4. And this is in no way 30 or 60 Hertz. Absolutely no way. So this means that I have to find another solution. This is not working for the Yun apparently. I don't like this. Not at all. I need something different. Oops. After diving after some info and keeping this whole piece of code into account, and these are different types of code that do exactly the same, so it's either one or the other. And then looking here at official info. Now this is a page which tells which time register to use. A time and counter register, which tells about register 2. And here it becomes interesting. Here it goes right on through from 1 to 7. This is 111 is decimal 7. Going here, this is the datasheet of for the AVR Amiga 16U4 and 32U4, which is the CPU that the Yun uses. So when looking for info, it basically says that 3B register is present, and I'm looking here and it says okay, you want to use the clock timing register, which is used for pulses modulation, and you have the availability for these 3. So the last one is 101, not 111. That is for one thing. So let's go to 0, and it says okay, I have 8 occurrences. Going to 1, 3, 2, no matches, which means that this information is invalid. So using this information and going again after this kind, then it tells me that using these pins, assuming for now that this info at least is correct, that I cannot use this. Well, maybe I can. To erase anything and use a prescaler. However, I am going to comment these out because this is for now not really working. Then I have to take care that I have to use timer 0 and 3. Now, which one should I use? Which one should I not use? That's a very good question. This is for 1, but this is for 4 and 13. Now I want to have a frequency of 60 Hertz. So I changed it into 1B, 0B and 101, which is assumed to be 60. And I do the same for 3B. So in this case I have for this timer 0, pins 40 and 13, a setting of and then this command becomes completely invalid. So this becomes for 61,4 Hertz. Question is this valid? Let's see. Well, it has already compiled. It's writing. All I can do now is see if it holds. Does it really work? That's it. That's that. Okay, let's see.
And for the final part of this video, back to measuring. Let's see how it ends up. I've put some characters in. Let's press, oops, let's say send. I'm pressing the switch and this is going pretty fast now. And that is exactly what it's supposed to do. What am I measuring anyway? Nothing anymore. And this is pretty amazing that it immediately stops. So I need more characters. A lot more actually. Right, and let's see how this works out. Is this 60 Hertz? Not really. Is this 60 Hertz? Also not really. But what you notice this is a little bit strange. Alright, they don't do anything anymore now. More characters. But you noticed the flashing of this LED and this one. But is that in the frequency that I like? It's not doing anything now. Neither of them. The motor doesn't do anything. What has gone wrong? If anything. Now they do. It's a bit odd. But the problem is that just looking at the flashing of the LEDs is that indeed in a frequency of 60 Hertz or whatever. I'm afraid I can't tell. And this multimeter doesn't give the conclusive evidence that it is 60 Hertz or whichever frequency I like. So that is inconclusive. The motor doesn't work yet. So if the motor is proof for a working frequency, it's definitely not working. What more can I say? Wrong info. And I will go on with this, of course, because I want the motor to work. And it proved to be working on the Arduino, working fine for quite a while. Here it's a struggle. I will overcome. And with that, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube. If you don't want to subscribe for whatever reason, I am also using Twitter and Instagram. You can find it via my website, which is mentioned below this video and at the start of this video. If you like my videos and blog, then please consider making a small donation to keep it all going. And this is to be continued. Bye bye.